The Axeman of New Orleans, a symphony of fear. Imagine a city, vibrant and alive, suddenly plunged into a nightmare. This was New Orleans in 1918, a place where the sweet strains of jazz usually filled the air, but a different kind of sound began to echo through its streets. The chilling thud of an axe. A phantom killer, known only as the Axeman, stalked the night. He moved like a ghost, leaving behind a trail of terror and unanswered questions. His presence alone was enough to grip the entire city in a paralyzing fear. Then came his chilling message, a bizarre ultimatum that defied all logic. He declared that jazz music would be the city's only salvation. Play the music, he warned, or face his wrath. To this day, the Axeman's true identity remains shrouded in mystery. His name, his face, his very existence beyond the crimes are unknown. He was a shadow, a whisper, a legend born of blood. He chose his victims with a terrifying precision, seemingly at random, yet with a disturbing pattern. Each attack was a calculated act of violence. The city held its breath, wondering who would be next. A disturbing commonality soon emerged among his targets. The Axeman primarily preyed upon Italian grocers and their families. This detail would become a crucial, yet perplexing, piece of the puzzle. The nightmare began in May of 1918, a date etched into the city's collective memory. The first victims were Joseph Maggio, a respected grocer, and his wife, Catherine. Their lives were brutally cut short. Their murders marked the terrifying beginning of the Axeman's reign. The sheer savagery of the crime sent shockwaves through New Orleans. It was an act of violence unlike anything the city had ever witnessed. The weapon of choice was always the same, an axe, often one belonging to the victims themselves. This intimate, brutal tool added another layer of horror to each attack. It was a personal violation. Law enforcement found themselves utterly baffled by the crimes. There were few clues, no witnesses, and a killer who vanished into thin air. The police were chasing a ghost. And they knew it. As the attacks continued, panic spread like wildfire through the city's neighborhoods. Doors were locked, windows barred, and sleep became a luxury. Every shadow seemed to hide a threat. The fear was palpable, a heavy blanket that settled over New Orleans. People whispered about the Axeman, his name a curse, a warning the city was no longer safe. And everyone knew it. Then, something truly unprecedented happened. Letters began to appear, purportedly from the Axeman himself. These missives were not pleas or confessions, but chilling declarations. He taunted the city with his messages, his words dripping with menace and a strange, almost theatrical flair. He reveled in the fear he had created. The letters were a performance. In these terrifying communications, he promised more death, more violence, more bloodshed. He made it clear that his reign of terror was far from over. The city braced itself for the inevitable. But then came the most bizarre condition of all. The Axeman declared that he would spare anyone who played jazz music in their homes on a specific night. It was an ultimatum unlike any other. The city responded in an extraordinary way. On the appointed night, the sounds of jazz music poured from homes and businesses across New Orleans. Radios blared, bands played, and pianos chimed. People danced, not out of joy, but out of a desperate hope for survival. They played jazz to appease a killer, to ward off the shadow that lurked in the darkness. It was a citywide act of defiance and fear, and true to his word, the Axeman did not strike that night. No new victims were reported, no axes fell. The city breathed a collective, albeit temporary, sigh of relief. This strange turn of events raised profound questions. Was it a mere coincidence that he didn't strike? Or was there a sinister intent behind his bizarre demand? Mystery deepened. The psychology of this elusive killer is truly fascinating, a dark puzzle waiting to be solved. What drove a person to such calculated brutality? What twisted logic guided his actions? Potential motives have been debated for decades, ranging from racial hatred to personal revenge. Each theory attempts to make sense of the senseless. But the truth remains elusive. A striking pattern emerged. All of his known victims were Italian immigrants or of Italian descent. This detail cannot be ignored when considering the killer's motivations. It points to a specific target. This era was a time of significant prejudice and discrimination against Italian immigrants in America. They were often viewed with suspicion and subjected to unfair treatment. This societal backdrop is crucial. The Axeman's letters hinted at a motive, a dark justification for his crimes. Yet, these hints were often vague, designed to mislead or simply to instill more fear. The true reason remained hidden. The jazz connection, above all else, remains the most bizarre and unexplained element of the entire saga. It stands out as an anomaly in a series of already horrifying events. It defies easy explanation. Was it a genuine love for music? A strange artistic sensibility in a murderer? Or was it a twisted desire to be caught? A cry for attention hidden in plain sight? Perhaps it was a cruel, elaborate game. The Axeman manipulated an entire city with his demands, forcing them to dance to his tune. This demonstrated a profound understanding of human fear and a chilling ability to exploit it. Eventually, as mysteriously as it began, the attacks ceased. The case went cold, the trail growing fainter with each passing year. The city slowly began to heal, but the scars remained. The Axeman vanished without a trace, his identity lost to the annals of history. He became a legend, a cautionary tale whispered in the dark. His true name remains unknown. He left behind a legacy of profound fear, a city forever marked by his reign of terror. His actions created an enduring mystery that continues to captivate and horrify. The questions linger. His actions demonstrated a chilling mastery of calculated manipulation and a deep understanding of human psychology. He played on the city's fears, turning their own culture against them. The Axeman of New Orleans remains one of America's most compelling, unsolved true crime cases. His story is a stark reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of even the most vibrant cities. The mystery endures, a proof to a killer who defied capture and left behind only questions. The Axeman's shadow still stretches across the history of New Orleans, a chilling reminder of a time when jazz was a shield against death. Don't stop here. Your next mystery awaits in the following video. Click and see what others have missed. Ensure to subscribe, like, and share for more documentaries updates if you found value.